Hello, my name is Abe and welcome back to FTL Advanced Edition. We're going to start a new game here. On the last run we played as the NG Cruiser and finished all of the achievements for that ship. On this run we're going to play as the Nisos because we still need to do a victory with this ship, and in doing so we would also unlock the C-type layout. We only have one achievement left to do, and that is use your crew in 4 special blue event choices by Sector 5. I honestly think it's easier to do that with the A-type layout because you start with 4 different crew members who are more common in the A-type. NG and Rockman are used very extensively in your average sectors. You know, you have the station that's on fire and the Rockman can do that. You have the NG who can fix the remote defense satellite. Both can fix the well, not fix, but you can use both of those crew in the mining colony that has a virulent outbreak. Mantis can be used a couple times in the Mantis sectors. So I don't know, it's gonna be hard to do this unless we specifically go to Slug Nebulas or the Zoltan controlled sectors, I believe, but I really don't like going to Zoltan controlled sectors because they're hard with the Zoltan super shield, and Slug ships are pretty difficult sometimes. So, you know, I think I'm just going to hope that we get some good crew in the first 2 sectors, and maybe we just get a little bit lucky. I am going to try to get the achievement, but if I can't get it on this run, I'm not going to be too salty about it. And I might even try to do something different with this ship. I might try to focus more on getting the artillery beam and missile defense up, because when I played this ship last time, I didn't focus at all on the artillery beam. And in the end, I didn't have enough firepower to really do that much damage to enemy ships with the dual lasers, Lido, and then whatever I picked up along the way. So I'm kind of thinking maybe if I focus more on the artillery beam, we can use that if we get a lot of missile defense. But it's, you know, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I think I am going to put Slug on the shield system. I think having a little bit of extra shield recharge would be very nice, especially in this situation where we have this drone on us. I can use the Lido to take out the drone system if the lasers miss, and good. Managed to get enough misses, enough dodges of their weapons, and our dual lasers both landed, so their drone is offline. We shouldn't take any damage now in this encounter. You know, if we had missed one of the dual lasers, I probably would have just fired a Lido and tried to see if that would have landed. Lido, bad missile weapon. It only does 1 damage. It's really just here for getting through enemy shields when you don't have any other option, because the dual laser only fires 2 shots. If you run across a ship that has 2 bars of shields, you're screwed. Unless, of course, the artillery beam does its work, but the artillery beam takes quite a while to charge. You know, right now even, we didn't get anything out of it, but right now it takes 40 seconds to charge. That's a long time. Getting some missile defense would be very useful because we could, you know, if we have a defense drone Mark II, it could shoot down ions, lasers, missiles. If we have a defense drone Mark I, it could shoot down missiles. We have a cloak. We can get out of the way of enemy shots when they come in, let the artillery beam weaken them up, force their crew to do a lot of repairing, and then we can kind of swoop in and do damage ourselves. Now, theoretically, we'll be able to make it out of this encounter even if the laser hits, because if you have a crew member in the shield room, when a heavy laser lands, your shields will recharge fast enough that you can get the shields back online before the beam hits. And if you don't have someone in the shield room, your shields recharge just barely slow enough that that's not the case. So 5 fuel is pretty good, but the scrap is not very good. And I want to double dip. I want to get a reward from killing the ship, and I want to get a reward from the civilian, so I am going to reject their offer. But yeah, so it's definitely worthwhile if you only have 2 or 3 crew members to think about maybe putting someone on the shield room if you run into a situation where you are coming up across a heavy laser beam combination. So we picked up a lot of scrap there, which is nice, and I am going to get the medbay upgrade because crew is going to be very important on this run. If I can get that achievement, nice, that's great. Let's see if we can't do that by focusing a little bit on getting the medbay upgraded early. Now this is a good situation. We might be able to get a free crew member here. An NG, a Rockman, or a Mantis would be lovely because it gives us more opportunity to get this achievement. Use your crew in 4 special blue event choices by Sector 5. It would be easier if it was Sector 8, but you know, you do what you can with what you got. I'm hoping that the ion shoots very late. I'm hoping that the laser hits first. Laser hits second, ion hit first. It's good to know that for the future. However, I don't think we really could have min-maxed our shield power because we would have such a small window in order to put the shields back online as soon as the ion blast misses, passes through the shield bubble, but before the laser hits. That's too difficult, I think, to worry about. The next barrage will be easier because the ion weapon attacks slower, but I am just going to use one missile just to make sure that we're not in just so that we are not in any problems here. I'm gonna let it hit the shields just so that, you know, their weapons are on fire. They have no weapon power right now. Their laser's not gonna hit me with my shields down, so let's not worry about it at all. Their ship is on fire. The fire is very nice. I kind of want to maybe shoot on their oxygen system, make their crew go repair that and let the fire ravage their ship. Unfortunately, he did manage to put out the fire, so we will have to just go on their shields again. They're doubling down on the weapons repair. They're going to surrender and try to give me a human. I am not going to accept that because I don't want a human. I want a NG, a Mantis, or a Rock crew member. I'd rather just get the scrap right now. You know, I can always turn that scrap around and get a crew member from a store if I wanted to. But yeah, that was a bad offer. This ship actually looks tremendously easy. They can't do any damage to me at all. If I wanted to, I could wait here and just farm experience on my crew members, and that would be the smart thing to do. It would be smart to get my crew members up to maximum level, including the shield personnel, even put people on the weapon system. Actually, no, that wouldn't work because I only have a double shot laser, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go all out on this ship, kill them as soon as I can. I'm not going to attack their weapon system, but I will attack their shields and engines and piloting, keep them busy for a while. They might try to escape in a bit. But the artillery beam also is going to do a good work on them. Now that their systems are mostly offline, I can kind of spread out the damage, hit them in the engine room, hit them in the oxygen, and they will just busy themselves with repairs. The smart thing to do, if I fail on this ship a couple more times, I might start doing that and just like cut out those sections of the video, but for now, I don't really think it's against the spirit of the game necessarily, but it kind of feels a little bit like cheating. All right, they're going to hack me. Hopefully they don't hack me in a good room. Sensors room, perfect. We don't need sensors active all the time, so them being temporarily disabled is fine by me. Do need to hit them in their weapon system as hard as we can. So why don't we actually hit them in the shield room with the missile launcher to take their shields offline so that the lasers can actually hit more frequently and harder. Unfortunately, the missile missed, so I will just fire twice on their weapon system to try to take something offline. Unfortunately, our shots both missed. We're gonna try to use another missile because we need to take this ship down quickly. Good, 2 shots do land. So now the shields are not gonna be taking any more damage. I can get my slug crew member in here to get stuff repaired. Start with the artillery beam just because that does damage, and I would like to get that online if I can. Open the doors to the fire next to the oxygen room. It's not on fire quite yet, so we don't need to worry about it. We also were lucky in that we did not take any hull damage when that solar flare hit. You can sometimes take random points of hull damage, so I am glad that we did not take damage there. Okay, 14 scrap, enough for the second bar of shields, but unfortunately we are not safe, so we can't actually make that purchase. Okay, finish repairing the med bay, and let's jump out of here. I would like to go to one more beacon before jumping into the nebula so that I can buy more. I'll explore the asteroid field so that I can buy the actual shield upgrade. I would like to also get power, but you know, if I don't have the time to get power, I'm just going to jump into the nebula now and see what happens. Hopefully there's no ion store immediately. Hopefully there is scrap. There's nothing, but that's to be expected. Ion or nebulas, you know, oftentimes have nothing in them. A Mantis ship is a interesting encounter. They have no teleporter, which I suppose is nice. We also don't even need the second bar of shields for this encounter. They only have the 1 ion weapon and a missile launcher. The missile launcher obviously is the thing that I need to deal with, so I might try Toledo, their shield room, get their shields down, and then the shields are still online, unfortunately, but I can fire on their weapon system still. Well, we missed, and that's very unfortunate, because it means that we're going to get hit with some more damage here. Hit him in the shield room again with the Lido. Unfortunately, we just shot down their missile after their missile had missed. So that is very bad luck. Very, very bad luck. Artillery is starting to get charged, though. It is going to take a minute before it fires. I'm hoping that if I can just keep their Lido offline, I think that's a Lido, or is that an Artemis? That's a Lido. If I can keep their missile offline, the artillery will kill them. Get some additional scrap. Not enough for reactor power, unfortunately, so we will have to jump around. And visiting the store before the exit doesn't sound like a bad idea. So let's save scrap, go to the exit, maybe buy something at the store. This ship should be pretty easy to take out. They do have a mind-controlled unit in my engine room. Let's send the slug in there to deal with him. I don't want my engines to go offline. I do want to get the second bar of shields, so let's divert power from the oxygen system. If we can dodge one shot, then this laser doesn't damage me at all. And if I land some shots in, then I can take out their dodge chance. They can't get away. Dual lasers can kill them. Take their weapon offline. We took 1 point of damage, but that's not bad. Now, Zoltan's still mind controlled. I need to get my slug healed, though. That is definitely like a second level mind control, probably. So I can divert power into oxygen and medbay right now. Dual lasers can come out on the mind control system to take it out. Yeah, it was definitely a second level. And we can send Zoltan in there to get healed up as well. Oh, hold on. Don't walk through the bomb. All right. Zoltans are very annoying, and I've begun to realize that having Zoltans in the shield room or the weapons room may not be the best idea, just because when you move them around, you have to micromanage your power just to a degree that's kind of absurd, because when they walk in and out of rooms, they'll take power with them, kind of. I don't need fuel right now, so I'm going to reject the offer. It's a not bad offer, but I don't need the fuel, and I don't want to trade 4 missiles when I'm kind of relying on the Lido for some of my damage output, taking down enemy shields and weapons. I did make that second trade, though, because it was for reactor power, and reactor power is pretty good. Weapon pre-igniter is amazing. Cloaking is the missile defense that I would love to pick up. Unfortunately, no scrap. I only have 23 scrap. We're gonna have to just buy something else, if anything, honestly. Honestly, the Ion Blast doesn't sound that bad. Replace the Lido with it. That way we can Ion Blast their shields. Dual lasers can hit for twice the damage, and we can do that every encounter. We don't need to rely on Lido. We don't need to rely on having missile parts. So I am going to sell the Lido and buy the Ion Blast instead. Ion Blast is a good 1 power weapon. I'm going to put it on the second slot. It fires before the dual lasers come out, takes down 1 bar of enemy shields. Dual lasers can go in. So now we can reliably take down ships that have 2 bars of shields. I will dock. Yeah, I am glad that I went here, and in fact their ship can't damage me at all, so this is perfectly fine. But even though we took the hull damage, getting into a fight makes it worth it. This is another opportunity that would be nice to sit and wait and gain crew experience, but we're just going to go all out on this ship here. Ion Blast comes in on the shield room, just because why not? And we're going to auto fire on the oxygen, I guess. Maybe we can start a fire and keep them busy. We don't need to attack their weapon system at all because they can't hurt us. Again, this would be a perfect opportunity to sit here and wait. I also don't need to attack the shield room with the dual lasers because the Ion Blast, if it lands, will keep their shields offline. I don't need to worry about it at all. They have a fire in their weapons room. I'm going to attack them in their clone bay. Maybe try to make them focus on getting that repaired if they want to survive. Nope, they're just going to keep repairing the weapons room right now. So this was an easy ship. Getting a little bit of crew training. You know, it definitely is worth it to get your crew trained on those easy encounters where you can't take damage, because even just getting your pilot and engines personnel trained, that's 10% free dodge chance. Right now, they give 5 dodge chance by manning the system, but they would give 10 bonus dodge chance each if they were fully trained, and that would bump my evasion from 20 to 30. That is incredibly worth it. The only reason why I'm not doing that is because I just feel like not doing that, you know? Now I'm going to go to the Uncharted Nebula instead of the NG-controlled sector because I have slugs, I do not have NGs. It's kind of an odd decision to make at this point, but, you know, I am going to try to get that achievement done if I can. And this, you know, this sector should hopefully not be too bad. This ship can damage me if they shoot their lasers at the same time and my shields can't recharge. I'm hoping that they can, or that I can just hit their weapons before they hit mine. Yeah, we took a little bit of damage. That's not bad. We're not going to take any more damage. First of all, because I hit their weapon system, but second of all, because their weapons would be out of sync enough that my shields would be able to come back online before their weapons hit. I'm just going to fire on random parts of their ship here. Engines, shields, oxygen, piloting. Their weapons are going to hit me because I was an idiot and didn't think about it. But we got one dodge, which is all we needed to prevent us from taking damage there. So with their double laser online and their single laser offline, we are going to be fine now. I am still going to focus on maybe the oxygen system. They're going to get their weapons recharged, but we're going to be able to land at least one shot in here. Or I at least imagine we'll be able to land at least one shot. Landed two to take their double laser offline. Shield personnel and engines and piloting training at about the same rate because our dodge chance is so low. Really need to get that dodge chance higher. Heavy Laser Mark 1. That is an amazing weapon to pick up. In fact, so amazing that I'm actually just going to divert power away from the artillery beam. Heavy laser is awesome. It deals 2 damage when it lands. It only takes 1 power. It's one of my favorite weapons, especially for the early game, because for 1 weapon upgrade, you get double damage, essentially. It deals more damage than the dual lasers, more damage than the Burst Laser Mark 1 for less power. Well, not for less power than the dual lasers, but hopefully you understand what I mean there. It's a pretty good weapon. It's really good. And we have an enemy in our piloting system. I'm going to send the slug in there to deal with that. We don't need to worry about the Mantis, you know, doing that much damage to our crew members. Ion goes in, takes their shields offline. Nope. Dual lasers can still come in and break down the shields, and then the heavy laser can come in afterwards. We are going to hit them in the weapon system first, and then the med bay. Good, we started a breach in their med bay, and we did take their bomb offline before it landed. This is good. This is good because their Mantis will die, in fact, and even if it had survived, it would have... everyone just go back to your rooms. We'll heal at the end of the combat. Even if the Mantis had been teleported back, he would have to get repaired, but there's a breach in the room first. Let's hit him in the O2, and then the medbay. They might die, in fact. They might die because they only have 2 crew members, they have a fire. Hopefully the breach is still in the medbay. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna wait, see what happens here. It looks like they actually do have their medbay powered up and working, so we're just gonna have to kill them. Unfortunate, but that's okay. And I can get the medbay and the O2 system powered up here. Get the oxygen back aboard my ship. I do need some more power in order to use the heavy laser, but I can micro power away from the oxygen system if I need to. You know, keep the artillery beam charged up, put power into the engines from the oxygen when we need it, and we should be fine. Fine enough anyways. Store would be good, but I honestly think our weapon systems are fine. We do have the ability to get through up to 3 bars of shields. Not very reliably, but we can do it. So Ion Blast comes out first. Dual lasers, heavy lasers come out after the ion hits, and we should be able to take down their weapons very heavily here. So our weapons are also offline. I'm going to keep the heavy laser powered up by diverting power away from the Ion Blast and get it repaired with the slug. Dual lasers are still going to hit on their missile launcher while the heavy laser is coming back online. And now that it is, the heavy laser is going to hit them in their engine room. Why? Start a breach, hopefully, deal some damage, and it worked out. So we don't have the Ion Blast ready to go, but we do have... I should have had power into the engines from Oxygen. I forgot about that. We don't have the Ion Blast, but we can still damage them by using the dual lasers to break through the shield, and then the heavy laser to hopefully hit and breach. It did actually breach, which is very nice. They're still repairing their engines too, so their FTL is not technically charging. Now we can get power into the Ion Blast from the Oxygen, get it firing. I will just fire my dual lasers first. Good, started another breach. Damaged their shield room, so they have to move their pilot in to go deal with it. So hopefully, yep, that delays them long enough that the artillery beam can kill them. So we did take a little bit of hull damage, not very much though. With the store pretty close, I don't want to buy system upgrades quite yet. I still want to wait a little bit longer. We can go to one more beacon before we hit up the store. I don't know what I'm expecting to buy at the store, maybe just like another heavy laser or something. I will chase them, double the pursuit for one jump. Luckily we can get away. That did ruin the store, but that's okay. And unfortunately there's like nothing to do in this sector right now. It's extremely disappointing. Let's get the engines upgraded in power a little bit more. I think if we had second level sensors, we could have followed the ship. I don't know why we couldn't have followed the ship with the slug that we have aboard. We haven't gotten any slug blue options on this sector, and that's disappointing. That's kind of the entire reason why I'm here. Another slug boarding us in the piloting room, but luckily this ship can't even damage me at all, so we don't need to worry about it all that much. I might even be able to kill the crew. If they don't teleport their Mantis back, I can hit them in the clone bay, take it offline, and then the Mantis will die. Now, we do not want to... I'm gonna heal these guys. We do not want to fire quite yet. I don't want to kill the ship, I want to kill the crew. Best way to do that, I think, is to just hit him as he's repairing the clone bay. So just fire the dual lasers in, damage him, fire the heavy laser, maybe start a breach. We did. He should not be able to get the clone bay repaired fast enough. So fire another Ion Blast. Yep, he left the room. He's not even going to a med bay because they don't have one, meaning that this shot should kill him with the heavy laser. Deals like 30 crew damage, I think. He's dead. Artillery beam! You piece of crap! No! I forgot about the artillery beam! We killed the crew! We never kill the crew! Well, that's my fault, pretty much. Though to be honest, I was not expecting to kill them so quickly. But we did. We did. Our weapons are going to eat this shit up. Heavy laser, dual lasers, they have no shields. We can take out their weapons really, really, really quickly. Their ions don't bother me at all. And since we started a breach in the room, like they're dead. They're dead. Should be a very easy encounter here. Very easy end. As long as our weapons hit. They do have a pretty good dodge chance, which means I'm pretty, happy that the heavy laser hit on the first shot when it did. Okay, got a little bit more scrap out of that. We are in danger, but it's just a power shortage. We can't upgrade the ship if we want. Kind of do want to consider upgrading the artillery beam, get the charge time reduced. Our weapons are actually not half bad right now with the Ion Blast, dual lasers, heavy laser. I would definitely want something more like a flak gun, but we can deal with that later. Okay, Ion Blast needs to come out. This ship, they're gonna board us, and they have no cloning or med bay, so we should actually be all right to kill the crew. Might be a little bit tricky, but I think we can manage it. We'll open the doors to make them have to run at me in the piloting room, and the slug can kind of stand in the piloting room and attack the Mantis when he walks in here. It's gonna take him a minute to start running. There he goes. Okay, Ion Blast is going out. As soon as it hits, we hit them hard in their weapons because their weapons kind of scare me. Okay. The shot's landed, the Artemis hit an empty room. The Mantis is attacking the slug, so you know what we do? We attack their teleporter. Prevent them from being able to recover their Mantis, meaning we can get the kill on him very easily. Okay, he's dead. Slug can go heal himself in the med bay. Their weapons are offline. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to actually kill the crew because their ship just doesn't have the structural integrity to survive very many shots. And, you know, that's exactly how that worked. Okay, oxygen is powered. Don't really have much to spend the scrap on. Getting the artillery beam charged faster sounds like a good idea, so let's focus that. You know what, no, let's focus the doors and sensors first. Why? Because there are a lot of encounters that having second level sensors can get you good benefits from. Getting doors, I think, is important just because we don't have a lot of crew right now, and I don't know, I don't feel like we need the artillery beam quite at this point. We can save it and get it upgraded on the next sector. Now they do have a cloak. As long as their chain shot fires after the laser or the beam, I'm fine, and it does. It takes 16 seconds for its first round of firing, so you know that's kind of just to be expected. Hit him once with the heavy laser, maybe take... Yeah, hit him with the dual laser actually. I will heavy laser their cloak as long as we get one shot landing, because all we need to do is take one of their weapons offline and then we are guaranteed not to take damage. It would have been nice if the heavy laser could have breached their weapon room, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to hit them hard in the cloaking so that they couldn't just keep cloaking and extend the fight. Okay, we get a free defense drone, which I would love, love, love to be able to use. Can go to the exit and then maybe back out and come back to the exit in a minute. Let's see what happens. I can go to at least one, maybe two more beacons. Here, here, and then the exit. Because there will not be an ASB in the exit, I kind of feel like that's the best option here. Let's try it. There will not be an ASB at the exit. There will also not be a plasma storm. There are plasma storms in non-exit beacons. Well, there was nothing there, so that's actually kind of terrible. Don't need any more power. Hoping we can find something though. A free system repair drone. That's probably not worth it. And I say that because we will probably take damage from this encounter. Let's get the oxygen at least to 90%, because I am going to remove power from the O2 system to put it into the engines. Let's do that right now, in fact. Well, we might take hull damage. If we do, we do. However, I'm hoping that we can actually take their weapon system offline relatively easily with the dual laser heavy laser combo. Ion hits, dual laser comes in, heavy laser comes in afterwards. We missed, but the idea was strong. Let's see if we can do it again. We've got time. 4 lasers coming in, 25% dodge chance. Did its work. We missed again. We have to actually land some of these shots, you know. Okay, ion hits. Dual laser coming in. Heavy laser coming in. I don't know why the shots keep missing, but they do. But here comes the artillery beam 40 seconds later, dealing damage to them, taking one of their weapons offline. Now, theoretically, we have a good chance of actually killing the ship now. Good. Hit them with the heavy laser. Ion blast will now take their shields completely offline. Good stuff. Dual laser, heavy laser, hit them in the weapons, maybe start a breach. Deal some damage anyway, so we will be able to kill this ship and get 1 fuel out of it. I think that's worth it just because, you know, we get benefits out of this fight. Stun the crew with the heavy laser, hit him with the dual laser, killed a couple of them. We're not going to be able to kill the crew, but we can definitely kill the ship. And since we did kind of waste a couple of fuel jumping around, I think it is definitely worthwhile to pick up the extra fuel when we can. I should have definitely had my oxygen powered earlier, but that's okay. It's not, you know, too terrible. We're going to go to civilian sector. The nebula didn't do anything for us, so I don't think we're going to be able to get the achievement. Let's instead go to the civilian sector and see if we can't pick up some stuff here. Distress beacons are nice. Unfortunately, a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, sometimes they'll ask for fuel and I don't have fuel, so I actually don't want to go to the distress beacon. Sometimes they will give you fuel, but I think I would much rather just not. Now, our oxygen aboard the ship is very low, so I feel pretty good about locking him into the weapons room. turning out off the oxygen, just kind of letting him die. There he goes, he's gonna die. We gotta take out their weapons before they fire. I should have been firing the Ion Blast on auto fire anyways. Yeah, we might take a little bit of damage here, but we got some lucky misses. 24% dodge chance is good. Now this guy, he went back into the weapons room because there's very low oxygen throughout the ship. That's kind of a bad sign for me because it means our O2 is really low. We're gonna hit him in the shield room. You know, do some damage there, maybe start a breach. If we're lucky, we can keep their shields offline. Even just getting one shot in is very nice though, because it means that the dual laser heavy laser can land without having to pierce the shields on the next bout here. Okay, their double chain laser, I really don't care. Heavy laser can fire before the shields come back online, and it kills them. Good job. Good stuff, good stuff. Oxygen slowly coming back. We picked up a lot of scrap there. A lot of scrap I'm happy to get. Would like to go to the store with 69 scrap. Is it worth it? Yes, because we have stuff to sell if we need to. We're not going to be able to buy, you know, a weapon pre-igniter, but if we can buy a drone control system or a hacking system or a teleporter, I don't know. I don't know. Explosives replicator, we don't have a missile weapon. Need to buy the fuel. I will fix for 1. That leaves us with 67 scrap. I can sell the defense drone for 25. Reverse ion field's not bad, but it's 45 scrap for 1. I think it's a little much. I'd rather spend the scrap on my ship. Backup battery's not bad. Backup battery is actually a pretty good purchase here. It prevents it from showing up in the future and also gives us more power that we don't need to spend right now. We can use the backup battery to get the artillery beam charged, to get our dodge chance up, to turn on the oxygen. That means we won't be able to put power, or we won't be able to buy the mind control or hacking, but it also means that I don't need to sell the defense drone. I would like to get missile defense if I can. So I kind of want to save my scrap at this moment, get 80, get to another store, maybe buy something out of it. Now they have 2 beam drones and a single ion weapon. They cannot damage me at all. That's very good. It's very good. Might as well activate the backup battery and put the power into dodge chance because we don't need the power right now anywhere. So we're just gonna do that. More dodge chance is nice because if I can get my crew max level, then we will have that bonus 10% dodge chance and we will be at 35%, I do believe. So ion goes out, auto-firing pretty much. It missed. We can still land shots though, and we will try. Might as well try to take out their shields or piloting systems so our shots don't miss in the future. Okay, we missed. Unfortunate, but it happens. Keep firing the ion blast. That one missed again, but again, we can do damage if we land shots. We missed with 1 somewhere along the line. The ship is going to be annoying to kill, but it's not going to take that long because we do have the artillery beam, which will land in a moment. Even if everything else misses, and we did take out their shields completely on that round, which is lovely, because now it means that artillery beam plus dual lasers plus heavy laser will be able to kill them very handily here. Even shot down one of their drones. 20 scrap. We can't upgrade anything here. Backup battery is going to come back in 5 seconds, so let's let it. Because we're in danger, it will not. It shouldn't recharge automatically. We can test it. It would recharge automatically. Good to know. I guess if there was a ship, it wouldn't decharge and recharge automatically. So we're going to use a backup battery when their shots come in again. Ion blast on the shield room. They are attacking my shield room with 1 dude. Let's open the doors and see what happens, see if we can't damage him a little bit before he gets in here. But we're just going to let him get in here and kill him with the slug. It's not going to be the most exciting combat, but should be good enough. Our shots all missed, but their weapons fire at such out of sequence that it doesn't matter. Because their 2 heavy lasers are just going to bounce off of my shields, so we're good. Oxygen's coming back. Their human is going to be annoying. Come on, dual lasers, heavy laser. I do worry that they could damage me with their weapons, so getting the shots in is very nice. My slug can get healed up for a minute. He's not going to take down 1 bar of shields in the time I'm going to have him be firing at him, so we're just going to hold off on a second. Dual laser, heavy laser, hit him in the med bay. If we started a breach, that would be fantastic, but not starting a breach is okay too. Now the slug has way more health than this human. Slug's going to get healed up a little bit. No, Slug's going to stay in the shield room. They are going to give me the FTL Jammer Augment. I will accept that offer. FTL Jammer is actually very nice and something that I constantly think about buying but never do. It doubles the time it takes an enemy ship to escape. That gives me way, way, way more time for my weapons to take down their piloting or shields, or not shields, but engines. Gives more time for artillery beam to function and kill the enemy ship. This is wonderful for getting kills more reliably. And for that reason alone, I really like getting this upgrade. I think I am going to also jump to the distress beacon, down to the store, then up to the exit. I do want to hit up the store when I have about 80 scrap, and I want to give myself ample time to do so. Shield their ship, we get 12 scrap, and the ship is dead. If we had a teleporter, you know, that's a free crew member basically, but we did not have a teleporter, obviously. I'm just going to jump to the store. I could have jumped into the nebula, but that would have been pushing the time I had available to get down there. This is a good encounter if you have 15 missiles to give them. They give me a free augment reverse ion field. What did I say? I never buy, or I think I said this, I was thinking it definitely, but I never buy this, but getting this is amazing because if you can get 2 of them, you're immune to ion damage and to the pulsars that happen. So if I can actually buy another one of those, I kind of would want to. So we will be going to 2 stores, kind of unfortunate, but if I have to sell the defense drone to buy some fuel, I'll do it. Weapon pre-igniter would be an amazing purchase here, and I think we can actually make it work if we sell the augments we picked up. Vulcan would be amazing as well, but weapon pre-igniter, weapon pre-igniter. Doesn't help the artillery beam. We would have to get 38 more scrap. We could do that easily with the reverse ion field and defense drone. We could keep the FTL jammer. Honestly, we wouldn't really need the jammer if we have the weapon pre-igniter. So we're gonna do it. Sell the defense drone, sell the reverse ion field, buy the weapon pre-igniter. We're gonna buy fuel, which means I do need to sell the FTL jammer to have money for fuel. You know what, that's a tough purchase to make because you're spending a lot of scrap for one piece of equipment, that augment, but it's so worth it. They have another one, which is kind of ridiculous. We're just gonna buy more fuel. Can't sell anything else. I could sell the weapon pre-igniter, but that would be dumb. And we're gonna go to the exit. Now this is not in a nebula, so there will be an ASB here. If we stayed, we're not gonna stay, we're just gonna exit. Go to NG controlled sector. So how do I feel about this run so far? I feel pretty good about getting the weapon pre-igniter, but we don't have really super strong weapons that would synergize well with it. We need like a flak gun Mark II. We need like a glaive beam, halberd beam now. If we can get those, we could be in a fantastic position. Getting it is good because it does shave off some time in every encounter. But you know, there's potentially better things to spend money on at this point in the game. Sector 4, if I can get 3rd bar of shields by Sector 5, that would be pretty good. They do have a defense drone Mark II, which is really bad for me. It means we're just gonna have to fire everything we have and hope that our shots land. Alternatively, we can just wait for the artillery beam because the artillery beam will pierce through the defense drone Mark II. But let's see what happens with the artillery, with the ion blast, dual lasers, heavy laser. Let's see if we can actually land some shots in. Well, we did land enough shots. Unfortunately, we had enough misses that it didn't work out. And they are actually probably going to, no, they're not going to destroy my med bay. I thought they would, but they're not. They can't damage my ship, which is the good part, so I just need to worry about their borders and we're fine. So ion blast, as soon as it passes the front of my ship, dual lasers, as soon as those pass the front of my ship, heavy laser, and we landed the heavy laser shot. That's really good. That's unexpected, and I approve. get the medbay powered up, keep the slug alive and at full health. He's actually doing pretty good. Okay, let's fire again. Keep hitting them in the drone room, because if I can take out their drone system, take out the defense drone Mark II, that would be, you know, for the best here, really. Artillery beam still going to take a while to fire, so let's just keep hitting them with the Ion Blast. Dual laser, heavy laser combo. Actually managed to destroy their defense drone. That's good. Every time we can destroy one of their defense drones, that's one less defense drone they have to use against me. And they might not even be able to get it powered up again. Now they did at the very last moment, and we managed to sneak in a shot. Wonderful. That means Ion Blast can go in immediately. Dual lasers, heavy laser, keep their defense drones offline when possible. We're gonna win, and we're gonna win without the real need for using the artillery beam. It did land once already, but that was good. That was pretty good. 3 fuel, 25 scrap is nice. I do need the fuel. There are stores ahead of me. We've been finding a lot of stores though, and buying a lot of stuff. At this point, there's nothing else I can buy, and at Sector 4, we're not gonna get that achievement. We have had 0 blue event choices by Sector 5, and Sector 5 is 1 jump away. We do have the weapons pre-ignited. Unfortunately, they have 3 bars of shield, so this is gonna be difficult. Every single shot has to land. Ion Blast. Dual lasers, heavy laser. Missed. 1 miss. That's all it takes, and we can't do damage to them. We have to wait for the next round, or we have to wait for the artillery beam to fire. But I don't want their missile to fire. I want to be able to take it out right now. We missed again with the heavy laser, and they breached us with a breaching missile. That thing does a lot of damage. That is a very annoying thing to have to fight against. We need to get the piloting system repaired, so Slug's gonna help out. I need to put power into the dodge chance because their stuff is doing a lot of damage to me, so I'm gonna open doors. Ion Blast missed its last shot. We now have we have now taken a hit in our engine, so we are going to have reduced dodge chance for a little bit. Okay, dual lasers, heavy laser. Luckily, we dodged that 1 missile coming in, but we need... Well, I need to get my crew healed in case another missile comes in, but we need that artillery beam to fire. We're getting eaten up here, and our FTL is nowhere near charged. Okay, you stand there for a minute. You go into the med bay. You know what? No. Get this thing repaired first. Artillery beam did fire. I don't think it took their missile offline, but it did some damage. Okay, Human's got to get himself healed up just in case we take another missile shot. He will die, so I don't want that to happen. In fact, Zoltan needs to move as well, because if he gets hit with a missile, he's gonna die. But we need that dodge chance right now. Our shots are guaranteed to land because they have no piloting system. We did take their burst laser offline, but their missile is going to come in just a second. Here it comes. So, this is what it looks like to me. It looks like this missile is going to land in the engine room. It does 60 crew damage. That means my Zoltan is actually going to die unless I jump away. So I am going to jump away from this encounter. We've dealt damage to their ship, but this missile, if it does land in the engine room, will kill this crew member. Because Shelton, he had 100 health. He got hit with a missile, he had 40 health. That's 60 damage. Zoltans have less HP than other units. If he gets hit for 60 damage, he's dead. So we are going to leave right now. Okay, so I need to get him over into the medbay really quickly and get him healed up. Since we have some time right now, let's do that. Let's use a backup battery so that we can dump power into the medbay, actually. Okay, he's healed up. Slug can go into the shield room after the laser or a combat drone takes its shot. Turn off the oxygen system, get power elsewhere because we need power elsewhere right now. Our weapons are pre-ignited, I forgot. I should be firing. That is a big, big mistake. Luckily, we did dodge their missile when it came in, and we dodged just barely enough of their their laser shots that we didn't get hit by anything. So that's extremely, extremely lucky. I should have probably taken damage there. Okay, we missed a lot of shots there, but their missile launcher is still offline. Now it's online, but we can sneak in one more shot before it fires. Dual lasers, heavy laser on their weapons. Good stuff. 2 more damage. And we started a breach. He's not going to get that repaired for quite some time. We need to get the artillery beam charged up, even at the expense of dodge chance, because our dodge chance is now 30% because everyone is trained. And also, our slug crew member is going to get a lot of training from the combat drone. I kind of do want to reduce power in the weapon, in the dodge system actually, just because, dodge system, engines, just because it will give the slug more experience now. Dual lasers, heavy lasers, good to go. We're gonna land them in the med bay, I think. Now let's land the heavy laser shot in the weapon system because it will kill the crew member in there. Yeah, I mean, artillery beam destroyed the ship, but okay, if we give them 25 scrap, we get nothing. If we give them 42 and 2, we get a NG Medi Bot Dispersal Augmentation. It's not that useful. I'm going to decline to give them anything. Okay, 70 scrap. I think at this point we do need to think about getting the next bar of shields and more engine power. We don't need to upgrade system power because reactor power because we do have the backup battery. Okay, ion blast, dual laser, heavy laser. Hopefully we take out their missile launcher. We did, and we took down their ion, which is annoying, but not that necessary. If their ion was still operational, I would be fine with that. Let's reduce our dodge chance so that the slug can get more experience. Their missile's not going to damage me at all. Dual laser, hit them in the... Keep hitting them in the weapons room. No, hit them in the oxygen. Have them go repair something. They're going to try to surrender. I'm not going to accept it. This guy's only now getting the breach repaired. He is taking a little bit of damage from the no oxygen, and they're not repairing the O2 system. This is weird. This is really weird. They haven't repaired the oxygen, so the Zoltan is going to die very quickly here. If I can fire one shot on their piloting and one shot on the shields and one shot with the heavy laser on the oxygen, if we can start a breach, they're dead. We killed the Zoltan, which is nice. They might actually be dead. If the oxygen goes out on their ship, they will not be able to survive. Artillery beam! Oh my god, every time I try to kill the crew, the damn artillery beam makes using teleporters very sketchy with this ship because you might forget that your artillery beam is active and kill your crew. I have to start remembering that because I think I could have killed the crew there, and killing the crew is very good. You get a lot of good stuff when you kill the crew. Free crew members, free weapons sometimes, extra scrap, extra fuel. I will booby trap the cache, gives me more time on this sector. Secure the cache gives me a weapon, I think. Let's secure the cache. We get a combat drone Mark 1. That's not bad. It does sell for 25, and that's probably what we would get by going to an additional 2 jumps. So I don't feel too bad about securing the cache for myself. We can just go to a store and sell it in the future. 117 scrap. I should have gotten the upgrade. I should have gotten the shield upgrade, because then their burst laser wouldn't be able to hit me at all. I have to actually hit them in the weapons room hard in order for their burst laser to not kill me. Or not damage me anyways. We did take the burst laser offline. They still do have a missile launcher online, but there's nothing I can really do about that for right now. I'm just gonna get the Mantis healed up a little bit, get him back into the shield room, keep hitting the Mantis so that he doesn't really deal that damage to me. We started a fire in their weapons room, which is very nice. Their crew is stunned, so they're not going to be putting out the fire very effectively. Okay, dual lasers and dual lasers on them, heavy laser on the medbay. Okay, good stuff. Mantis is not yet taking out my engines, and I think we can kill him with one more bout of hand-to-hand combat here. They're probably going to recover him in a minute anyways, so I just need to keep hitting them in their weapons room. We killed the crew! Wow, that was surprising. Screw you, artillery beam, you're almost charged, I know you are. But we got 5 hull points out of that. That's actually fantastic. Zoltan needs to get healed up. He needs to get healed up ASAP every time he gets hit for anything because he has so little health. Basically, any single weapon shot plus any breaching missile will kill him, so I need to be very careful about him. I am going to get the next bar of shields. We can use the backup battery to power the shield system, so I don't mind not having the power right now. Respond in, move in. Intruders on board. 1 mantis in the weapons room. We can handle that very easily. Now they have a glaive beam and an ion stunner. The glaive beam will be able to damage me through 3 bars of shields, but the ion weapon won't be able to do all that much to me if I depower my shields before it lands. So this is going to be very micromanage heavy. Our weapons cannot penetrate the defense drone Mark II, and that's actually very sad. Ion blast, dual lasers, heavy laser, they dodge, or they can shoot down way more than enough. I have 4 shots, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to hit with all 4 shots in order to do damage to them. I can't. So this is going to be artillery beam entirely, which is a little bit worrisome because with the ion weapon, they can definitely pierce through my my shields with it. I need to micromanage the power super heavily. So we're going to do something like this and dump power into the medbay for now. We gotta stop the Mantis from destroying my systems, but it's gonna be an annoying bout of combat here. Glaive beam is almost charged, but I think I can get the shields powered up before it fires if I'm no. Oh, I totally screwed that up. I should have just left my shields powered up. I also forgot to use the backup battery at all. All right, they're definitely going to get 1 bar of my weapons disabled. There's nothing I can do about that right now. Might as well get the medbay powered up. I'm just waiting to see if the artillery beam does anything. If it doesn't, we might just leave this encounter. I would like to stop him from taking out 2 of my weapons, and I am going to power up the heavy laser instead of the ion blast. Okay, the artillery beam did fire, took out their shields slightly, so we can actually land some shots in. Don't take out my weapons. They took out the weapon, so we can't do any damage right now. We have to just wait for artillery beam to fire again. That glaive beam didn't do anything. Wonderful. We dodged 1 shot. Wonderful. 35% dodge chance. They have no teleporter, so they're not going to recover their crew member. We just need to kill him, and now he's dead. We can get you healed up. That's why this was an annoying encounter, because they didn't have a teleporter. He just magically appeared on my ship. We gotta get him healed up before he goes in there to start repairing. Hopefully the dodge chance works out, 35%. We're gonna get hit by the glaive beam again. Honestly, I kind of feel like taking it on the chin. You can just stay in there for a second. I'll depower the weapons, because our weapons don't do anything right now, so let's just get power into the med bay. We're gonna take damage. I don't know how to prevent that in this encounter. We just have to wait for the artillery beam to fire, get our weapons powered up. They have a fire aboard their ship. Unfortunately, the artillery beam's not firing on their weapons, which is what I want. So their glaive beam's gonna fire again in a few seconds. 1 more artillery beam should kill them regardless, so we will be able to destroy the ship, even if we get hit for a little bit more damage. Annoying, annoying, annoying fight. There's not much I can do about it right now, unfortunately. Keep my weapons depowered because having partial weapons doesn't do anything for me. Let's depower shields. The problem is, without the slug being in the shield room, it takes a long time for the weapons to actually come back online. That is a big problem. So I'm not going to depower the shields. Luckily we missed though, so the glaive beam will not do damage to me. They finished repairing. The artillery beam did not destroy them. And their defense drone is going to destroy enough of my shots that I can't do any damage to them. We just have to wait. We have to wait for the artillery beam to fire again. This is dumb. They did hit us with the ion blast. Hopefully the shields come back online before the glaive fires. Very close, but it did come back online. Okay, it stunned the person in the shield room. I don't know how long it stuns. 5 seconds, it's not bad. I don't worry about this ion weapon. The stun should come off and get our shields charged up before the glaive beam fires. Okay, thank you, artillery beam. Good lord. You know what? Let's get the artillery beam charged up. Why don't we? So that we actually have a way of dealing with ships that we can't kill. Weapon pre-igniter. Oh, I forgot to power up my weapons. I'm going to accept the surrender because that's a pretty good surrender offer. You know, nothing. I need to get my weapons powered up. So we're going to do that by depowering the Artemis a little bit. Weapon pre-igniter is still it's a big part of my strategy just because it's how we're doing a lot of damage. Send it away party. We find encrypted signal. I think if you have third level sensors, you can get something out of that, but it's a big purchase to make. We will defend the outpost. This ship has literally nothing. So dual lasers, heavy lasers, and ion blast as well. We missed. Oh no. They can't damage me at all, which is fine. This is gonna be an easy kill. This is a very strange encounter. A ship this late in the game with no shields. You don't see that very often. Don't even need to worry about the artillery beam at all. We've already gotten all of the achievements for killing ships only using the artillery beam, not upgrading your weapon system at all. Which, those are surprisingly difficult things to get. The fact that we've already unlocked them is kind of strange. I am not going to go to the Zoltan controlled sector. That means we're going to go to the Slug Home Nebula, which is dangerous because it's a dangerous sector. Slug ships, even at only Sector 5 in the game, are strong. They're quite strong. Now, do I want to get the artillery beam or do I want to hold off on spending scrap? I kind of want to get the next level of artillery beam, and then we can get the backup battery up to level 2, and then have 4 extra power that we can put into dodge chance and backup battery. Or artillery beam, excuse me. Because if we run across, I'll attack the ship. Their weapons don't bother me all that much. The missile launcher sucks, but there's nothing we can do about it right now. Let's get the backup battery charged and get the artillery beam going. The ion blast does do double damage against super shields, which is quite nice. Okay, we need to get the dodge chance up now, so let's move power into the engines. Remove power from oxygen just so that we have as much charging as possible. That shot is going to land, so let's just get the power moved back already. It's gonna land in the... Looks like it's gonna land in the engine room, which is bad, but it's not that bad. Piloting room, that's pretty bad, because now we have no dodge chance. So we're gonna send the slug in there to help put out the fire. We have no dodge chance, so we don't need to worry about the engines being powered up at all. Ion blast can continue to fire. That missile's gonna land, obviously. Dual lasers, heavy laser coming out. Artillery beam doing a good job of dealing damage now that we don't have to worry about the super shield. Okay, ion hit, waiting for the dual lasers to be ready to fire. And then the heavy laser. They're trying to surrender, I'm not going to accept it. Their crew member is stunned, which is quite nice. And they have no weapons, so we're just going to get healed up right now. Okay, 37 scrap, not bad. Slug is done with his repair, he can go get healed up, and everyone go back to your rooms. So we're going to start with the artillery beam powered up to max. We will dump power into the shield room from the backup battery if we need it. And otherwise, we're just going to continue pushing forward. I still want to buy this ship sucks, mind control, no cloak. No cloak is better. If they had a cloak, that would be annoying as hell. Artillery beam, I'm going to rely on that. I'm going to activate the backup battery in a moment. I do need to stop him from destroying the piloting system though, so I'm going to send the slug over there to deal with him for the time being. And I kind of actually want to fire on their mind control system first. Get that offline. Now we get the defense drone, not the defense drone, the power from the backup battery into the engines and the shields, so that if the ion even hits, we're still okay. We're not going to get hit from the dual laser. We might get hit from the mini beam, but hopefully we can avoid that. Okay, luckily we did. Don't know exactly how. I think our ion shot down a laser in midair. I think that's what happened there. Okay, let's move power around. We don't need dodge chance quite yet. We need to wait for the ion shot to land because we need all 4 of our shots to land to do any sort of damage. Okay, engine, because they have ion shots coming in. 2 lasers don't really bother me all that much. They might be able to do damage to me with the mini beam because the dual lasers are firing first, but we got 2 misses, which is wonderful. So now we can get power back into the artillery beam, get that charging. Our ion blast is firing now. Don't mind that, don't mind that. We need to fire on their weapons, I think, now. I can send the slug in there to help deal with the human, but I really just need to deal with the weapons that they're firing. And they did manage to fire off a couple of ion shots, and we did get hit for 1 point of damage in the piloting system, which sucks. But there's not much we can do about that right now. We just gotta wait. Maybe take out their mind control again. No. Gotta repair. We only got hit for 1 point of damage. That's not too bad in this encounter. Artillery beam's gonna come out now. We will not let them. We will not accept surrender because I do not want to. This is a slug home nebula, isn't it? If we do the quest beacon, we will get an augment. Do I want to try to let them live? No, I'm just gonna accept. I'm not gonna accept surrender. Everyone go back to your rooms. Do need to get the next bar of shields online so that we don't take damage in case both of the lasers hit. Our lasers are not doing very much damage. We are just basically relying on the artillery beam at this point, which is making me feel really good about actually buying the upgrade for it. It really is. Backup battery is good to go, so we can put the power into shields so that we can kind of focus on just hitting them hard right now. We don't need to worry too much about dodging anything. Dodging the ions would be good, so I am going to dump power into the engine system temporarily. We have 25% dodge chance, which is not bad. Ion weapons need to auto-fire. Dual lasers, heavy laser, artillery beam kills them. Good stuff, good stuff. That was not too bad. We got hit for a couple of points of damage. That's not too bad. I can now upgrade the backup battery so we have more power. Let's see if there is a store ahead of us. If there's a store, I'll go to the store first. There's not a store, so I will get the backup battery. 85 scrap, but it's 4 temporary power that we can kind of reuse. It's not bad. Okay, artillery beam is maxed out, and the power is basically going into shields and dodge chance when they fire their weapons. Okay, if we can take out their missile launcher, that would be very good for me. Turn off the oxygen so that we can kind of smoke them out. Dual lasers firing, heavy laser coming in after. Missed enough shots that they are going to be able to hit us with their missile launcher probably. That kind of sucks. Here's where the backup battery comes into play though. I'm gonna send my slug into the med bay because I do want to kind of have a 2-on-1 encounter with these mantises. 1 slug versus 2 mantises will be able to survive, especially with this being a 2-on, especially with a 2nd level med bay. Excuse me. He should survive long enough that they might want to think about retreating anyways. Okay, the missile launcher is now offline, but the missile is coming in and it is landing in the shield room. That's actually not that bad for me right now because I don't have to have the shields powered up. Okay, mantis or a slug is fine. I don't need to have it powered up because they don't have a laser weapon on, so we're actually fine. Okay, we killed the mantis in the room and destroyed their med bay, but whatever. Took a couple of points of damage, but you know, we don't have any missile defense yet. We need missile defense at some point. I honestly don't know how we're gonna get it unless we find a defense drone or a cloak, but we need to spend scrap on repairing, so we're not gonna be able to buy anything. Missiles are eating us up. Haven't picked up any new crew members too, which is kind of surprising. We did get that offer earlier that I turned down explicitly because it was a human and I already had a human, but having another crew member would probably be good right about now. There is a store. I will jump around and go to it. Kind of scary because I do need to buy more hull integrity. You can take half of my oxygen, which basically means we have no oxygen, but we should be able to destroy this ship relatively quickly with the artillery beam definitely before we have to worry too much about the O2 levels. I do need every weapon to hit, so the fact that the ion blast missed mean we don't fire at all. They have a breaching missile. That's scary. That is incredibly scary, because if it lands, they only need to land 2 shots in order to kill me. So dual lasers come out. Please land all of these shots. Nope. Their breaching missile is going to have a chance to fire unless the artillery beam fires first. I don't think the artillery beam is going to fire. Nope, here comes the missile. It missed. Holy cow, that's incredibly lucky. Okay, dual lasers need to come out. I think we just need to hit them on their shield system now. I'm gonna wait for the ion to come out again. Ion misses, so we can't fire at all. Oh, I could jump away. That missile's gonna land. You know what? We're gonna jump away. That's super scary. We still have no O2 because this ship is, I don't know why the laser fired. That's extremely strange. It must have been firing as we moved from the other encounter to this one. That's weird. This is dangerous. This is dangerous because they have a missile launcher. We have very little oxygen, and we have no way of getting oxygen back until we destroy their ship. This is scary. I'm actually going to fire everything I have on their shield system. If I can take their shields offline, then the next ion blast can actually... That's so bad. That's so bad. If I can land the next ion shot, then hopefully we would take their shields offline. Unfortunately, oh my god, frickin' fire bombs. Unfortunately, they have redundant integrity in their shield system. I'm still going to fire on their shield system though. We have to do something about the ship. We can land in some shots, we can do some substantial damage, but we might just die here, and honestly, I'll feel pretty okay about this run. You know, this is a difficult ship to play. Our crew is in a tough time. 13% oxygen. I don't think we're going to be able to escape. We have no shields because we keep getting hit by the ion weapon. Luckily, though, we don't need shields at all because they have no lasers or beams. Zoltan is going to die, and oh, we're dead. I think we're dead. Zoltan needs to get into the medbay. Unfortunately, I don't think he can make it. Engines are on fire. We're dead. We lost. Holy balls. Get into the medbay. Oh, come on. I hate this ship. I don't know why I hate this ship, but I hate this ship. I don't know why. I don't know why I have such a hard time with this ship all the time. Not just in the past couple of runs that I've recorded, but, you know, previously as I've been playing FTL, this ship, I don't know what it is about it. I don't like it. The artillery beam, it takes too long to charge, and I think I just spend too much power and resources into getting the artillery beam functional. But in this case, you know, we didn't actually run across any other weapon systems, so we didn't really have a choice. Whatever. That's the second loss. We did better than the last run at least, but still, it's a tough ship and a tough run. Thank you very much for watching. We will probably pick a different ship for the next run, come back to try to get this last achievement and get to Sector 8 so we can get the C-type layout. I think the C-type layout of this ship is even worse, but if I remember correctly, you start with a teleporter, so you can at least board the enemy ships and kill them that way and get more scrap, hopefully. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a fun time watching, and I hope to see you here again for the next run.